can see the castle for a second there. Wait, it's gone again. Well, the Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another from the moment we walked through the door. What are you looking at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Do you have this much fun in all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. Those 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to our next location, so don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Legrand once again, for the time being. I wasn't expecting to, but I can't help if we're a little homesick already. I can understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't ever get the sense that social classes were keeping people apart. True. It seems like a place that we nobles could really learn much from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time too. You're all more than welcome in Legrand anytime. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when After leaving Legrand, we changed trains at the Breahart station and rode the Cruiserine main line north, heading towards Kelda. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Caldic, but we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Garrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Garrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threat of the Calvert Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic, almost an icon of military excess. It also houses those 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Weren't those the weapons that Gwen said he regretted constructing? Yeah, they're those 2 massive orbital cannons pointing towards the east at Calvert. Or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossville State. They are pretty crazy, yeah. It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron, and it was pretty overwhelmed. I was pretty overwhelmed when Wait, you've actually seen the railway guns in person? Yeah, Gramps took Claire, Lecter and me to see them this one time.
These are the mightiest weapons forged by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means to that such weapons have been placed here.
Something like that anyway. Consider what he means. He's a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart for Crossville with Prince Oliver. Yes, the trade conference is kind of snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I want to go to Crossville too. There's supposed to be this really famous theatre group there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I've heard. I know you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently, Student Council President Toa is going to be part of the entourage to further her studies. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit the high esteem people lavish on her. She's the pride of the academy, after all. All passengers disembarking here in Keldic, please exit the platform. I repeat, do not approach the rope barriers and platform. Passengers wishing to travel to the Transcontinental Railroad, please wait on platform. going on here? All the security feels kinda ominous. It seems the railway military police are guarding the opposite platform. Yeah.
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
She really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. Hard to believe both of them are Ironbloods. At any rate, good day everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what's this Eisengraf you mentioned? As in Iron Count, right? You'll see what I mean.
A special express train will momentarily be passing by platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise.
A special express train? It couldn't be. Rather. There's Tor and there's Prince Oliver. That was Eisengraf. Come to think of it, I'd heard rumours of a special Crimson train. It's supposedly reserved for use by members of the Imperial government. I've been on it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraf, or the Iron Count in the common parlance, was so titled in honour of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him called the Blood and Iron Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed, however he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly that's what led to the train being given its name shortly thereafter. I see. I doubt he of all people sees any worth in titles of peerage. Reed. Yeah? Something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. Still feeling tired after yesterday? Nah, not really. I just happened to catch a glimpse of Tor and Prince Oliver on the train as it Wow, I'm surprised you can even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when the Eisengraf whooshes by so quickly. Nah, it was probably just once. But more than just a glance though, I can see them clearly and in detail. What was... Well, as long as you're not feeling unwell. We would like to thank all passengers for the cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway Service bound for Crossbell Stage now arriving on platform 2. Here to go. Yeah, looks like we didn't have to wait long. There they are. Read over here. Come on, we haven't got all day. We said you... Well, if you'll choose us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course, have a safe trip. Whoa, who's that classy looking babe? Gah, I should have just stayed on... We've received word from Squad 8. No unusual movements have been detected in the Twin Dragons Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 21. They report all high-speed armored cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Eisengraph is finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossbell City, we'll have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show them? They will. I'm certain. Sounds like Group A had quite an eventful couple of days too. Yeah, though I find it hard to believe that you could have seen the ghost of the Anne Sandlot. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw it, I swear. Well, of course not. There was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway, that's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm not concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Tova and the Radiant Blade Master went. It sounds like Duke Kyan is up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in the Jurai Special Economic Zone. So I guess that makes sense, seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial Government, and not a noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seems like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from the taxes there goes directly into the Imperial government coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. Hardly a mystery why the reformists think so highly of it. Well, that aside, I'm not concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossbell. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, that does seem rather suspicious. Does that relate somehow to why we're going to the Garrelia Fortress? Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. Well, I'll just let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Garrelia Fortress by train before? I see. Just us, huh? Can't wait to see everyone else's first reactions. True. Huh? Why's that? Well, I've seen it in photographs at least. Camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep, it's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like they're trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? That's what I say about those idiots that go to the gym and get all ripped. They are just trying too hard. The gateway to the Empire and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see them. The train carrying Class 7 continued their ride on the transcontinental line heading towards the east. They passed through the Twin Dragon Bridge, Cruiserine Province Army Base, and several stations later, it was finally time to pass through Garrelia Fortress, which loomed large on the boulder on the border with Crossbell State, which apparently is a boulder according to some idiot who cannot. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is Garrelia Fortress. Garrelia Fortress. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at this station. Be advised that all orbital photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by imperial law. Any attempt at unauthorized recording may result in confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. That doesn't include me right now, does it? Good luck trying to confiscate. Well, that was sounded pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through a military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable here. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives a very good first impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What in Idios' name is... The scale is just... This is Garrelia Fortress? This entire place is built from iron and concrete? Just how much money has the army dumped into building all this? Yeah, yep, that's exactly as entertaining as I was hoped. Not that I'm surprised, I thought the same thing when I first saw it. From the crossbow side, all you can see is a cliff though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor. What did you bring us out here to show us? We're here so you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strength and forms its foundation. And what other place the Empire has. That's on display as clearly as an equal. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own... On the other side of this fortress is more or less a straight shot across the city, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossville City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trade conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived. Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart. Instructor Valestein of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the Fortress. Now, if you'll follow me.
Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and a field trip. A field trip? Here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours today, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Garrelia's training grounds. The 4th and 5th Armored Divisions will both be participating, and you will be observing it. We're gonna watch a military exercise? 4th Armored Division, huh? The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. And did you know our friend the Major here is their most promising young member? It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll all be observing this exercise, not actively participating in it. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment now, after all. But we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourselves. That's all from me. It's currently 11:50 hours. Lunch has been prepared for you all in the mess hall. I'd advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on in So, this food. We have salty corned beef, and I think I'm getting a hint of peas from this soup. You could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I do think it wouldn't hurt to use a few more herbs, or flavor in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food that they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. Well, I didn't think the food they served in the mess hall in Zender Gate was all that bad, though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably the same batch, too, from the look of it. It really brings back memories. I was pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me here to eat, too. Huh? You guys really think it's that bad? It really brings back memories for me, too. At least there's some cheese in it. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served. So that explains it. I see. So the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime rationing. Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army. In a sense that it suggests that soldiers live and work each day as though a war effort depends on them. Every day. So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war? Well, it's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix here, the food the provincial army serve is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope if an actual war were ever to break out. Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor LaBelle serves up pretty tasty food in their army. LaBelle's army is fairly elite. Perhaps because the threat of being neighbors to the Emperor keeps them dead. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these things are all about finding a good balance. Variety is a spice of life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you always eat. I could do with fewer of your pipe-lead remarks to in my diet, Instructor Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the training ground at 2 in the afternoon today. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever the hell you feel like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so be sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood. So when you say whatever we like, does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course, you're welcome to roam around, as long as you don't poke your nose at any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. So if you're feeling a little tired from your field study so far, you're welcome to rest in your room. It'd be a shame to waste such a viable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fort. Here's a question. Let's see what the chefs think of the food. What, did you come back to complain about the food some more? That was just a welcome meal of sorts. It's not like we serve that food every day of the week. Just 6 days out of 7. You're kidding me. Jesus. What'd you do on the 7th? Kill them. No, you watched them starve to death because they decided it's a safer and more humane way of dying than eating that shit. Serious. That's not food. That's torture. That's just wrong in every way. Okay, so they did suggest that we go to the command center and poke around. So, where the hell is it? Oh, right, so just poke around anyway. So, away we shall go in here. Where am I? He says, walking into our table. What's up? Oh, are you taking a rest, Alan? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It just made me feel a little faint. I feel there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. Reed? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Legrand. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye I catch glimpses of the small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe we're possessed by something. Possessed? Guys, that's a kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? Phew. I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. I'm afraid it did seem like we were being followed by something. But we weren't really possessed, right? I mean, I got enough problems without having a demon as one of them. Oh my, Tobo gave me a call about what happened in Legrand. So he had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits. Yeah, Tobo looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about him? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name of Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. Secret society? We don't know how many members there are or what they're capable of, but honestly we don't really know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes. And that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of the entire nation-state. And these are the people who made the monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw there. Well, you don't need to get up to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters like the ones you fought archaisms. And lately it seems like an awful lot of them have been made their way onto the black market. There have been one sliding after another these days all over the Empire and beyond. Well, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind at least. Right, I'll be sure to let the others know too.